everybody doing this evening? Alright. Since he says an experiment, I'm going to experiment tonight by using a combination of my live voice and the stage. But the reason I'm starting off right here is because I'm starting off with a poem I call The Corridor of Life. So I'm going to use this room and that walkway kind of like a corridor that's in the center of my mind. So I'm walking down this corridor that's in the center of my mind. You can use this as an example. So I stopped and I was shocked at what I came to find. So I looked behind me and everything was clear. But the path leading forward was hazy, and naturally I had fear. So I'm proceeding with caution, not knowing what was in store, until I reached this sign saying future, and under this sign was a door. I thought to myself, I've reached my future at last, but when I walked through the door, the sign above it changed the past. Is this all my life is going to be, just walking without my senses? Until I'm noticing open doors along the walls that were labeled experiences. No warnings, no handbooks telling me which doors I need to choose. I go through some doors I may win, I go through other doors I may lose. But I'm going to try this first door right here. And only God knows what I'm going to see. But the combination of all these different doors is what I know my life is going to be. That's the corridor of life. So as I walked through that first door, the first challenge I noticed was a challenge of the future. So I call this one a challenge of the future. A challenge of the future is to embrace it. A challenge of the future is to face it. A challenge of the future is to understand that the future is actually promised to no man. A challenge of the future is to change. Because just like the present, the future, it will be strange. A challenge of the future is to accept that one day you'll have no future due to your death. A challenge of the future is to create solutions to these present problems to avoid those future mistakes. A challenge of the future is to help so that you won't spend the future all by yourself. A challenge of the future is to survive, and that means more than just being alive. For a challenge of the future is to pave a way so that the future might actually hold a brighter day. Because a challenge of the future is finding out how. Because the challenges of the future are actually upon us right now. Challenges of the future. So as I pondered these future challenges, as I'm coming out of that first door and I'm walking down that corridor of life and I'm going through another door, I'm just asking why. So I'm like, why? Why all kind of things? So I say to myself, basically, why? So I'm going to share some of my whys with y'all. Why did Cain kill Abel? Two sons of the exact same father. Why did God create me? Sometimes I wonder, should he have even bothered? Why have I lost more close friends and family than it feels like I can count? Why is it two people can add up the same thing and yet come up with different amounts? Why does one person have a high-paying job or a business of their own? Why is it we can step outside right now and find people that don't have a home? Why is it one person must study all night to make C's while another barely studies and make A's? Why does one person live to be over 100 and some down their very first day? Why was one man 6'6" at age 15 and another might have been 5'10" at 50? Why does another person live completely righteous while another's in sin? Why is one group married for 60 years and another can't even find a mate? Why is one guy out every Friday while another guy can't even find him a date? Why is it that some people are always on time, while some people are always late? Why is it that some people are gay or bisexual and other people are straight? Why did he kill one man and he immediately caught a case while someone else is out killing right now and they will never leave a trace? Why is it that some people are sterile and others have many kids? That's just some of the things I've asked myself why. But I guess that's just the way that life is. Why? So as I was walking down that corridor of life that I told you about, and I went through a door, and it presented a challenge of the future. And then I walked through another door, and it presented why. It made me ask why. This next one is a reflection of going down that corridor of life, facing a challenge, and also asking why. So this is going to be another one I'm going to step off the stage for because I really want y'all to feel what I'm saying. Back in January, I lost my only brother. He died of a heart attack while suffering from lupus. Came as a shock that his heart attack was. I'm going to take y'all on a journey right now through the few minutes between when my cousin that was with him when he got rushed to the hospital called me and told me he was gone. And I had to call my mama and daddy and tell them that my brother was gone. Now I want y'all to think about some of the hardest phone calls you've ever had to make in your whole life. Calling in to work when you know that you might have got written up or fired, calling for breaking up, or calling to deliver some bad news. But I want you to think about how hard it would be to call one of your own parent, call your parent and tell them that one of your own siblings has died, to be the one to break that news. So I'm going to show y'all what it was like for them few minutes. I can't stop pacing. My mind won't stop racing. My body feels like it's completely displacing. My hands feel numb, yet there's fire in my head because my cousin just called and said my only brother is dead. This shit is unreal. This shit ain't what it seems. I'm going to wake up on this couch and realize this is a fucked up dream. Or my cousin's gonna call and say that it was just a scare. Say that he got messed up pretty bad, but he's really in intensive care. But I'm not asleep, I'm wide awake. And now I'm thinking about this phone call that I got to make. It's all happening so fast that I haven't even cried. All I can say to myself is, how do I tell my mama that my brother has died? I'm destroyed on the inside. I just lost my brother, but I can't fall apart yet because nobody has told my mother. How do you tell a parent that their child is dead? I don't remember anything in school teaching you how that shit should be said. And oh my God, I gotta tell my dad, how am I gonna do this? My brother is his first son and he's actually a junior. I'm starting to lose my breath. I feel like I'm gasping. I'm in my own Garden of Gethsemane like Jesus, and I'm praying this cup's gonna pass me. I'm the youngest. I shouldn't have to deliver this news. My sister's the oldest. She should have to walk in these shoes. But this is my cross, and I've got to embrace it. This is my challenge, and I guess I've got to face it. I get myself together. Don't want my mama waiting long. So I took a deep breath and I slowly dialed her numbers on the phone. And she picks up wanting to hear that nothing is really wrong. And all I can say to my mama is, Mama, he's gone. Thank y'all.